Hi, my name is Gaius.
And my name is Bia.
Welcome to our series where we have the wonderful opportunity to talk with the staff from the Singapore Association for the Deaf.
Join us as we dive in to find out more about the heroes behind the scenes.
Hi, my name is Bia and today we're here with Sunil. Do you want to tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, I work here quite long, so of course I'm a senior speech therapist and an audiologist. So I help those children who have hearing loss in area of the speech, providing speech therapy, and also those children have also hearing intervention. So I take care of hearing aid, trial fitting, and also called assistive technology. So these two areas we help.
Okay, what else do you do under Hearing Care Center?
Hearing Care Center, we do hearing intervention, which is a hearing aid trial, repair, fitting, ear mold, and we have two kind of government fund can use called assistive technology fund and other called senior mobility fund. So these two areas also we help them, the needy clients.
Okay, so what's a typical day under your role?
Typical day means, of course, we have to first my priority is speech therapy. So I will go speech therapy in school. Then even I have some appointment for like ATF hearing aid trial and fitting, and of course senior mobility fund also. So this is my typical job.
Can you tell me more about your role at Zadef?
Speech therapy, actually speech therapy is a big role. It's not like very small. So speech therapy can work children with autistic disorder called autism, or ADHD, or special need, or cognitive challenges. So because we are under association for the deaf, so we work only those who has hearing loss. So the children with hearing loss, we provide speech therapy, because once the child cannot hear, they have a difficulty hearing, so they might have a problem also articulation and language. So we do work with their correction of the speech as well as language, so can cope better in society. Then of course ATF is all Singaporean and PR, and this is regardless of age. But senior mobility fund actually only those are 60 plus, and one time only can use. But ATF actually is capped 40,000 for life. So if finish it, then we if don't have money, then we don't know yet. Government will make decision, but generally, so at least it will go for lifetime. Yeah. So this is only to purchase hearing aid only. Yeah. Then other accessory called Roger Focus, or called FM system. Actually, this all from primary 1 to I will say secondary school, or even JC, that MOE provide free of cost. And once a child, and what about those students who go IT or university? So how going to use the assistive technology? So then they have another fund for them. Can use that to acquire the FM system.
Can you tell me more about speech and language therapy?
So how actually speech therapy help children with articulation error, right? So of course we do assessment, called photo articulation test, or another assessment we carry out. After once do assessment, then we find out what sound actually the student has error or is overall. So then we will practice articulation. Then it's not like we teaching pronunciation. Pronunciation is different and articulation error is different. Pronunciation, even we have problem. If new words come, or even in new language, then we have difficult to pronounce the word. But articulation, such thing, you're able to read very fantastic, but they have articulation error. So then we have to work on that. So that's why we have to work with proper placement of articulation, manner of articulation, then able to produce. So they have a lot of strategy, have to use it to improve that articulation area. Then again, sometimes a limitation, because if the child is not able to hear clearly, they have difficulty producing it, and after any strategy applied, that have difficulty producing the correct articulation.
Okay, so like how does it work? Like how do you test everything? What do you use?
No, we have a assessment called assessment tool, which is a standard and actually is developed by all speech therapy or lecturer. Then actually we use that one. So it's like picture and have some like initial, medial, and final consonant, and also because it's dependent upon acquisition of speech and acquisition of language. So acquisition of speech actually occur 0 to 7 years. Same thing, language actually 0 to 7 years. This is called very critical age of the child for learn and develop the speech and language. After 7 years, the children actually get master on that area. So that's we compare. If a child is 7-year-old, but assessment of speech just come 3-year-old, that means there is a gap, lot of errors there. Same thing, language. If a child is chronological age 8-year-old, but language is so that the child performance level is just 4-year-old. So this is a 4-year gap. So we have to work on that. Then again is receptive or expressive language or overall language skills. So after assessment we work on that area. Then have to choose which area first we need to work, because a lot of areas they have to fill that gap. So that need to help the child move on. So of course child also learning in school, academic part, but they focus on academic, we focus on a language part.
What are the difficulties that you face?
Difficulty level, I will not say difficulty, it's quite challenging. Even all children is same actually. If you consider it difficult, or I will say not difficult, it's a challenge a bit. So it depends upon which method to use for the child. Some child can learn easily, but sometimes maybe take times to learn. But all child have ability to learn, but just take a time. Yeah, so I don't feel any difficulty level. Again, depend upon hearing loss, degree of hearing loss. I will say, if a mild, moderate, the child can hear better, so can respond better. But it's come to severe, profound hearing loss, the child has a very minimal hearing access, so it's quite difficult to learn. It's not difficult to teach. The child itself have difficult to learn because it's hearing. They have a difficulty hearing the speech sounds. So this area here, that the problems happen.
How do clients typically approach this service?
These services, all children from primary to secondary school, the referral is supposed to come from the school teacher, and this is a funded program. The ISS actually funded program by MOE and MSF and also NCSS. So this is totally funded program. So, but this criteria must all referral supposed to come from the MOE, school teacher. And our lesson will all conduct in I will say in a school, so that child no need to travel here. So we work as a partner and a stakeholder with the schools. Yeah.
What motivates you to continue serving the community?
Okay, because I choose as because this is one of a challenging, and most of people, of course, they don't want to handle this particular children. So it's just helping them to actually integrate well in a society, as well integrate learning in a learning and society. That's called school integration as well as social integration. So this just motivate to work. Just sometimes when we see children, working with the children actually make you happy. Sometimes it makes you sad also, but most of the time it depends how actually you take it. So we enjoy working with the child because they play, sometimes they greed, or sometimes even you're bad mood also, actually they cheer you. So that's actually motivate to actually work with the young child. So, but my profile actually is not just young child. We work quite very big range of student age group.
In any aspect of education, education is always updating, changing. For special needs, it's even more crucial that teachers of the deaf or teachers special teachers, special ed teachers need to keep up with what's happening. And it's not about following what's overseas, but it's learning and implementing it here because it has been proven, or it has something that will help the deaf children here.